And we are back on Bullseye. Darek Sharp along with Caylee, Cottrell, and Joey Johnston. I won't say fresh back from Memphis because it has been more than a week as we are taping this, and we will do a quick recap of what happened in that game before we turn our attention to not only another national spotlight, but another big game coming up on Thursday against UTSA. We'll talk to Alex Golesh, wide receiver, freshman standout Christian Neptune. All right, quick recap of what took place last time out for the Bulls. First of all, they were ahead 31-17. They were playing very well. Things didn't go well in the fourth quarter. When you play against another good team, it could be small things. Was it small things, a collection of big things? What do you think?
It was a collection of small things, and it was a heartbreaker because the Bulls had it in their hands, leading by 14 going into the fourth quarter, and then, it's like it's not the dam didn't break, but the drip got you over time, and then the Bulls actually were in position to tie the game, put it in overtime, and didn't have a great operation on the field goal. Didn't go in, so that was that. Nothing you can do about it except learn, and I think this team will learn and perhaps be better off for having go through this experience.
Well, we also learned it wasn't just the Bulls. Since they played, a couple other teams lost for the first time in conference, namely Navy, along with Tulane. So everybody's in the same boat with this very important part of the season coming up. And the Bulls offense still continues to be top 10 in the country in points and yards coming into UTSA. So what do you think? It's going to be another big opportunity at home. It's going to be a big night with Salute to Service.
Yeah, I can't wait. I feel like Memphis was a bit uncharacteristic for us. We've been good in the second half. We've been good in the fourth quarter. But these guys know to turn the page and move on and play the next game. And that game's the most important game because it's the next one. So I know they're hyped for it, and I can't wait. I love Salute to Service. It's one of my favorite games. I love the American flag bowl that we do. It's one of my fave logos, so I'm stoked.
Well, don't just show up Thursday at 7:30. There's a lot more going on Thursday. Sports Center is going to have its afternoon airing live at the Marshall Student Center, 2 o'clock on campus on Thursday. So make sure you show up with signs. It's basically a mini game day. Joey, I'm sure you're going to be very creative, and by the end of the show, you're going to have sign suggestions, so we'll get that to you at the end of the show.
These are very creative signs you see on game day, so I challenge our fans to really take it to the next level and really come up with some big-time creative signs. So, but what a cool thing. Yeah. What a cool thing for the campus, for the city of Tampa. Chance to expose the program, a chance to tell everybody who doesn't know that we're building a stadium here. So really some great national exposure coming up for the Bulls.
So fallback sign, Bullseye is the best.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
That's easy.
I'm a fan of that one.
And then, of course, SportsCenter will do a live hit, as they say, and their 5 o'clock SportsCenter, that'll be at Raymond James Stadium, where the game, of course, will be against UTSA at 7:30. We'll talk to the head coach about it and Christian Neptune. In fact, without further ado, let's get Alex Golesh on the program. Great to see the head coach, Alex Golesh, again as we get ready for a Thursday game. Coach, obviously we're not going to do a big recap of the last game. Just I want you to recap sort of the reaction and the turning the page process.
Yeah, that one was miserably hard. I think the reaction from our players was similar to the reaction from our coaches. I think more disappointing than anything is we didn't go finish, and we've been a really good fourth quarter team. We've been a really good second half team. And for us to not be able to go finish, I think is what ate at these guys. And I think more than anything, there was this multitude of mistakes that culminated to what you saw. And it was on all 3 sides of the ball. And it's like we took our turns of jacking it up. And ultimately, told these guys, man, I own all of it. It's on me. We literally did everything we could to give that game away, and therefore, it's on me. I'm gonna help you get out of it. And the biggest thing is being able to turn the page. The biggest thing is what is the response? And elite football teams, elite programs that have a true identity can respond. And it was really good to get back out on the field. It was really good to start working on somebody else. And I think at the end of the day, if we learn from it and are able to use it as a growing moment, I think it's going to make us better at the end. If we dwell on it and we continue to harp on, man, this is what went wrong and this is what went wrong, and I think you can really jack it up here. You're in November and you're playing incredibly meaningful football, and so we've got to be able to turn the page, including me. And it took me a couple of days. And then finally I had to stop feeling sorry for myself and get going. And it was helpful that it was going into a bye week because I had the time. Otherwise I wouldn't have had the time. But in all joking aside on that part of it, it was incredibly hard for our program because we were the ones that put ourselves in that situation to have real expectations, and then we were the ones that put ourselves in the situation to not be successful. And as long as we learn and grow from it, then it's the next step as a program.
You had a really cool way of putting it in your weekly press conference. Just wanted to elaborate on that. You know, very few teams win them all. Every team has a story, and some of that includes losses. How you respond, and the way you put it was getting out of that loss can either be your prison or your testimony. Elaborate on that. Explain what you mean by that.
Yeah, I think every time you've got adversity, and I talked about our job ultimately is to win football games, but in the meantime, you're still helping raise young men. You're still trying to develop young men into men that are going to go into society and make huge impacts. And for us as men, understanding that there's going to be downs, like there will be downs, there will be quote unquote adversity, and that part is inevitable. Like if you can live to understand there's going to be things that don't go your way, and that's inevitable. Our response is what we're judged on as men, our character, and it's either going to be your prison and it's going to result with other downs and force other bad things to happen, or it can be your testimony. And whether you look at it in a biblical sense or you look at it in a life sense, that man, your story and how you respond is truly going to be the defining moment for how people see you in this situation. And I think the guys really understood that, and they've been so passionate about us being able to tell our story this entire year, both collectively as a team and then individually. And I told these guys the night before we played Boise, man, there's so many incredible stories in there. And it ranges from all over the country to individual accomplishments to what guys have been through, to guys that have missions that they're working towards on the side. There's some really, really powerful stories, and as you have success, you don't have to tell your own story. You don't have to post about it on Instagram. When you do some really, really powerful things, or you do things that are different that people look at, other people will tell your story for you. And that's kind of been the message throughout the entire year is, if you continue to do things that are powerful and different, then let other people tell your story. And this is our testimony in the form of response to a down.
I think my experience was similar to yours. It took a couple of days of me being bummed. Then, what do you know? A couple other teams had their first loss in conference, and now no one is undefeated in conference. Also, I enjoyed some other sports, like baseball was pretty good. I don't know if you caught any of that.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch any TV here.
Dodgers won the World Series.
I knew the Dodgers won the World Series.
And it was a good one, too.
I know, and I when the Yanks got beat, I was
checked
over
out.
it, and I was rooting against Toronto. It was like a bad thing, and so I've turned my attention to football. But to be honest with you, I don't watch a ton, and I also, Derek, don't get pleasure out of other people losing. I just worry about us, but I'm glad it got you out of a rut.
It made me feel so good. But now we see, as part of this, that your story gets to be on the national stage again, because guess who's interested? Very much so, ESPN. How cool is it that they're going to have their sports center here on campus on Thursday? You're going to be a part of that, and then back at Raymond James Stadium on Thursday night. Again, as we're talking about, so many stories to tell and a national audience.
Yeah, huge. And what's been awesome about this year is we've been on national TV virtually every week, and some really cool time slots where you're the only game on, and a bunch of these guys have been able to tell their story through that. I think our team, our university, what we're building here, both figuratively and actually building, is really, really neat. I think for the entire country to get a chance to see it on Thursday night again is again the next step for us. But it only really matters if you come out with a win at the very end of it. So for us, the attention's great, the buildup is great, the eyes on Tampa and the University of South Florida is great, but again, it only matters if you win at the end, so that's our focus.
So last Thursday night, UTSA Roadrunners, we saw them, and man, they looked really good against Tulane. Now they come to you on Thursday night. What did you glean from that game, and what concerned you most about UTSA?
Yeah, I think you got a chance to see, man, when this team is clicking and it's all working in the same direction, how good they really can be. And that's been the whole Jeff Traylor era there, man. Like, they've played high-level football. They've always been extremely well coached. They've always been extremely physical. They've not beaten themselves. That's going back to our first year here. You know, we got a chance to see it firsthand on the road there. But as you've watched them, and they've continued to build within this conference, as they've poured more into it, and he's had so much continuity on that staff that when you have continuity like that, you can truly build, because the systems, the schemes stay the same. You can grow guys within it. They recruit extremely well, just like what we have here in Florida. They've got as fertile recruiting grounds as you can imagine, and a really physical, tough, smart brand of football. And you got a chance to see it when it was clicking on all cylinders last week against another really good football team in Tulane. So I think they were going to have our attention no matter what, but I think certainly a heightened awareness when you see a team execute like they did, especially offensively, the way that they were able to click and take advantage of drives, and then defensively the ability to force turnovers. And again, Tulane, not a team that turns it over a bunch, but you force turnovers at the rate that they did early in the game, and be able to put a game away before halftime. Man, like, you don't think these guys are on high alert, you're crazy.
Absolutely. A couple of cool things that happened off the football field in the last week I wanted to get your thoughts of. Derek Brooks, I think everyone's pretty familiar with him as the new COO. And also, you know, just the hype around basketball season starting. It gets going this week. I saw you hanging over there at practice with Nothing Bundt Cakes, which is an elite dessert choice, by the way. So DB first, and then the hoop season, and your relationship with maybe Coach Houghton as well.
And then the Nothing Bundt Cakes after that?
Absolutely. And what's your favorite flavor?
Couldn't hurt. You can maybe do a little commercial for them. They'll keep you stocked up.
Listen, Andrew Warsaw got it plugged in.
All right.
I got a plug for you there. So DB, DB's been a big part of this program with us for quite a while. He was actually the first person that I saw when I got out of the car for the press conference here. And literally, I was like, holy smokes, double nickels right here greeting me. He's like, it's an honor to have you here. I'm like, dude, it's an honor to be around you. And where we stand on our sideline, you look up at the Ring of Honor there, and there's old 55 up there. Certainly excited. He was a part of the Vinna group that we worked with in a lot of ways here. So I got a chance to spend a bunch of time with DB. He's put a lot of effort into helping us raise funds, especially early in our time, and being able to help us get plugged into the community. He's kind of that guy that, man, does anybody know anybody here? DB probably knows him. So I'm excited to see how he meshes with Rob and what their plans are. I think up until this point we've gotten everything we've needed in the sense that as we're building, that the things that we need to be successful in terms of our staff and how we're able to fund our program, to be able to give our kids every resource imaginable to be successful. And I know he's going to be a huge part of continuing that. So really excited. And also I literally 2 nights ago he popped into our offensive meeting, and I was like, dude, can we get 10 plays out of you? And he said third down only. He wasn't really super interested in stopping the run at this point in his life, but certainly exciting to have somebody that's done it, not only done it at the highest level, but was literally one of the best to ever play. And then what he's been able to do after retiring, and the impact he's made in the community, and certainly from the school to the community outreach stuff he's been able to do has been absolutely huge. So I'm excited to have him be a part of our team. And he's excited, I think, to be a really good teammate. Basketball season. So, like, I'm a big college basketball guy. Nice. I don't focus a whole lot on it until we're done, which hopefully will be way later in January, which is perfect because I'm big in the conference play part of it. But I'm excited. We got a chance to get over and see Hodge and those guys work, and man, they work, which is really, really cool. They work extremely hard. And he's got a roster of guys that are familiar with each other, and then some new guys. So it'll be exciting to see them go. I know the expectations are high, but they've set those expectations really high themselves. And then I got a chance to go over and see the girls and literally talked about this adversity piece. I'm like, man, they haven't even started yet, and leadership change, and so excited for Jose to go live out his dream and do it at the highest level there, and he's earned that opportunity. You talk about putting in your time to do it and being loyal while you do it. So I'm excited for Michelle to lead that group. Those girls were excited. They were excited about the Nothing Bunk Cakes, but got a chance to see the last 15 minutes of their work, and those girls are working their tails off. And the expectation on that side of the building over there has been set by them as well. And like the expectations, you win championships and you play in tournaments, and literally I told those girls, it's on you guys to carry it out. Like, who's leading you ain't no coach is shooting threes, no coach is playing defense, so you guys go do it. And so we're excited. And yeah, shout out to Nothing Bunk Cakes. They did take care of us, and that's a shout out to Andrew Warsaw for setting it up.
And lemon raspberry is the answer, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the double chocolate ones. They got the chocolate chips in them. Yeah.
Don't tuck me into it. One final thing, Coach. Thursday salute service night. You're going to have the cool patriotic logo that all the fans will love. We're sitting in the shadow of MacDill Air Force Base. What does a night like this mean to you? What does it signify to you as the football coach that we're saluting our servicemen?
Yeah, I think really, really cool. That was one of the first things that when I got here, they're like, hey, like, you can do whatever you want with uniforms, themes, whatever, but like, you ain't messing with that. And honestly, it's like, well, explain it to me why. And you start to see what MacDill and really what this campus was built on. The military presence in our city, and how important it really is. And for me, it's if we can honor the servicemen and women through putting the logo on our helmets and wearing some cool gloves, but really more than anything is bring awareness to the impact that the servicemen and women have on our community. A small thank you, and being able to honor them just on a night on national TV. It'll be really, really cool. But one of my best friends is in the Navy, and his wife actually shot me a text, saw the video that we put out that Army Dave, who works with our special teams, narrated, and she said it made her cry. I'm like, man, that's really, really cool that it's got any sort of impact. But hopefully we get a chance to honor those serving here in Tampa, and then being able to put it on a national stage is really cool.
Well, it's going to be a special night, one of many to come this season. Thanks for talking with us about it, Coach Golesh.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Hey, a guy who has a connection to the military, namely his father, is one of the standouts on this team as a freshman receiver. Christian Neptune joins us next. Darek Sharp, Caylee Cottrell, and number 81, Christian Neptune, the freshman on the set. Not going to put any pressure on, like we're going to put pressure on him considering what he's done on the football field. I believe you're the first freshman we've interviewed, so you're doing some things. How do you feel everything's been going? I think pretty well.
Definitely a blessing for sure. I got to give all the credit to, God and just my team for having confidence in me.
You've made so many clutch plays already this year in those situations where we need to make a play, and you see the ball coming at you. How do you stay calm? What are you thinking in that? How do you make it happen?
I think it goes back to what Coach Golesh preaches, our process. Making those routine plays in practice and, getting on the jugs. It's just another play needed to be made.
Well, considering, to me anyway, that you probably had to already go through a little bit of not maybe so pressure situation, but trying to earn your spot on the field, being a freshman. So take us through that part of it. Did you feel you were making some impressions? Did you feel you were having a chance to get on the field? Because you got on it pretty quickly.
Yes, sir. Well, I'd say the hardest person on me is myself. Okay. So coming in, I knew I was coming in later, coming in the summer. So I knew I had a chip on my shoulder. I had to come in every day, ready to work. It's just a testament on the hours that I put in the film and with the coaches, just getting me prepared.
Nice job.
Talking about coaches, Coach KB, I interviewed him when he first got here, and what really stood out to me is his champion mindset. How does that rub off on you guys in this receiver room specifically?
Champion mindset was, it's easy when you are learning from someone who's done it before. He's coached at the highest level. He's played in the SEC, so just following his footsteps and knowing that he has knowledge of the game is very helpful to my game.
Well, you played against a team in the SEC, and there's a lot of impressive numbers here. 5 catches for 39 yards in that game. Not just you personally, but for the team. What was that environment like? What did it feel like to come through? And how has that kind of been the first thing that propelled you to the season that you're having?
Yes, sir. It was amazing. First, the coaches had the confidence in me to allow me to get my first start in the swamp. So just knowing I had that pressure on me, they made it easy to know that just taking one play at a time, for sure. So,
Man.
You're so impressive. So when you look at the little things, what do you hone in on? Is it ball skills? Is it speed? Is it creating separation? What makes the difference for you?
Yes, ma'am. So I think I've been trying to better my game all throughout, all of my ways and ins and outs. For sure, learning coverages would be the main thing. You know, transitioning from high school to college, especially with our tempo, is real quick. So just being able to know what I'm seeing before I even line up, that's been beneficial to me.
Okay, so you pick number 81, which is like a real receiver number. You're not sharing that with somebody on defense. I don't think you are anyway. So I assume you've always been a receiver. Take us through your upbringing when it came to the sport.
So I always played since I was young, since 5 years old, back in Hawaii.
Back in Hawaii,
yeah.
which we're going to get to, but keep
Yes,
going.
sir. So been playing ever since. My idol is my big brother. I would say that he taught me everything that I know.
Tell everybody his name.
Matthew Pereira,
Nice.
for sure.
Was he a receiver too?
He was, yes ma'am. So, you know, just nights that we'd be in the backyard getting prepared for his game, I'd be with him on the ladders. So always been playing football all my life.
Okay, so let's go to those nights in Hawaii where it just must have been rough weather all the time and you're trying to hone your athletic skills. I mean, was football a big thing there overall?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. It is definitely in my blood. I was surrounded by it, so it was just something that came natural to me for sure.
But what about other sports like surfing?
Surfing, for sure, for sure. That was my PE. So I was out on the beach, just, you know, getting extra.
Getting extra work in on the surfboard.
Yes,
I can't imagine
What
doing
type of
that.
waves? What type of waves are we talking?
It gets big.
They do
Yeah,
get
for
big
sure.
over there.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
out on those? Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
in
My
really?
my mom's not a big fan of when it gets
I was
bigger.
gonna say that's scary for a
but-
mama.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's something that, you know, we all do, so it comes natural. For
Okay, have you, obviously there's no North Shore over here in Tampa Bay, but have you ever been able to get back out on the
I
board?
haven't yet.
Okay.
No, when I was in Pensacola, I have.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
gotcha.
But in Tampa, not yet. So
Well-
I need some spots for sure.
All right, would you have to run that through the coaching staff first, though?
Yes, sir.
That's
yes,
what I
sir.
thought, just to make sure, get on the record with that. All right, so yeah, Pensacola. You went, when did you move? How old were you? And what was your high school experience like eventually there at Tate?
I moved, so at first I went to California for the first semester of my freshman year.
Okay.
Then after my first semester, moved out to Pensacola, Florida, where I finished online, and then I went to Tate High School.
Okay, and part of that moving around, as we're having salute to service, is your father is still active in the Navy. So tell people about him and how special he is.
Oh, really special, you know, just another male in my life who created the man who sits here today. I give him all the credit, you know, all the deployments that he was far away, just the hours he put, just knowing that he's putting his life on the line to make my life better. So I give him all the glory for sure.
Well done, Anthony Neptune.
So what will this Thursday be like for you? Does your family come to games? What does that look like?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Let's start saying yes, sir, to you, by the way. You're so
sorry,
polite.
I'm
No, it's
sorry.
okay. You're good. You're very good.
For sure. My mom tries to make every game. Actually, she's only missed one game.
That's awesome.
Trying to get my dad, you know, being in the military, harder schedule. So if he's not able to make it, I'll definitely be playing for him and all the other soldiers and military people who will be in attendance.
Well, that's very special, and I'm guessing you're so polite, and the yes, sir, that was sort of ingrained in you from your father
Yes,
and your
sir.
family.
Yes, sir.
I figured that. All right, we can't go talking about your football skills without mentioning what happened in Denton, Texas, because we had him on the radio post game, and I forget the exact phrase she used. She was like, "I can tote the rock" or something like
Yes,
that. I
sir.
can throw the
I can
rock.
throw the rock. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
exactly. Love it. So tell people about your arm, and again, you know, half jokingly but half serious here. You're trying to impress the coaching staff to get on the field. How in the world did you get them to see that you could throw the ball?
Well, before practice even started, we'd have catching sessions with all the quarterbacks and some of the receivers. And when I would throw the ball back, I'd either throw it with my right hand or my left hand. And they started seeing that I could throw with both. And then as we went farther, they could see I could throw farther. So it was from then on, Coach Hayden actually saw I could throw. And then I guess he put a word in, and looked at the install and there was a pass play for me. So it makes it easy when you have a receiver like Keyshawn.
Listen to that. Polite to a fault. I love it. But let's talk about the throw specifically.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing else you could have done better. I mean, that was a dime.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, good. Just making sure we have that on the record.
So you mentioned Keyshawn. I mean, the older guys in the room, is there anyone specific that you've bonded with extra tight, or what does that relationship look like?
I would say the whole group is actually really close. Coming in, Jaden Alexis was my brother, and seeing that he made the transition from his injury and is now playing, that's really special to see. So I give him all the props. Just Mudia, who came in, really close with him, Keyshawn, and I can go on and on with all the guys. We hang out all the time. So.
I mean, a couple weeks ago, we talked about like the depth of this receivers room. If you could, I know you're a versatile guy, but if you could steal a skill from any of the receivers, who would it be from and what would it be?
Okay, so Jaquan's speed. He's
Okay,
around
yep.
23 GPS for sure.
Good start. Yeah.
I would say Keyshawn's ability to go up and get the ball, for sure. Chaz's elusiveness.
I love it.
Some guys are going to be mad I'm leaving them out, but
While you're thinking of it, we're going to get to the quarterback's teeth, because you already have that, but keep going on the receiver.
thank you. I would say Josh Porter's IQ, for sure. Like, he knows, as you can see, he plays slot and outside receiver. He knows all the ins and outs of our offense. So
That's a great answer.
that's what
Very
it would
cool.
be, for sure.
One of 4 receivers in that room that has at least 20 catches, Mr. Neptune, the freshman, with 24. Okay, got to ask about the quarterback. It's legally binding. We must.
Yes, sir.
What impression did he make on you at first, and how helpful has he been?
Well, I met him my first visit, my junior visit. So ever since then, I was like, wow, this guy's, I thought he was going to be like, D1 athlete, kind of shrug me off, but he's really down to earth, really easy to talk to. He always would text me, hey, can you come catch for me? And just little things like that made it seem like, okay, he wants me to be here. So coming in, knowing that I had a quarterback that I had a bond with, it made it really easy. And I would say it's shown on the field for sure.
And then people probably are interested as we wrap it up here. Last game didn't go the way you wanted in the fourth quarter. What has the in-between period been like? Are you guys, I'm guessing I know the answer, but really focused and ready to get back out there?
Yes, sir. Well, when we came back, we took about 2 days to review the game, and coaches really emphasized of washing it out, just having a new mindset for the next week, and that's what we've been doing. At first, it's a real testament of the brotherhood that we have. All the guys came together, and it's a player-led team. So our captains came in, made sure that we knew that we had work to do, and ever since then, it's just been work.
Well, incredible job, freshman. I think you aced it. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
He and his Bulls obviously back on the field on Thursday night, National Spotlight, and we will wrap up Bullseye with some more thoughts on that game next. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Very impressive young man there.
Yeah.
I know you spoke to him before. For people that got to see Christian Neptune for the first time, that's about how he is.
He's so impressive. He's so poised off the field. He's so impressive on the field. I mean, as a freshman, what a guy. And to have a tie to Thursday, too, with his dad, super special for him.
And he had a lot of offers coming out of high school, and Coach Golesh really was happy to get him and has done a lot with him and the offense, and expect it to even get better and better as this last month of Important Games Plus continues on. I know that we talked with AG about it, but I wanted your thoughts on Derek Brooks officially joining USF Athletics. Not a bad pickup.
No, not at all. And it's kind of interesting. I grew up here and longtime media member, and this is the 50th season for the Buccaneers. So they're doing all these things, and they assembled a bunch of people to vote on the top 50 Bucks of all time, and I was one of those people. Awesome. So my number 2 Buck was Leroy Selman, the patriarch of this football program. My number 1 Buck was Derek Brooks. Now he's with USF. It's kind of ironic. These are
awesome.
far and away the 2 best Buccaneers in our lifetime, and they both have these incredible ties to USF and USF football. So, again, like Leroy Selman, you couldn't have a better name, a better image, a better person than Derek Brooks, and now he is full-fledged a Bull, a USF Bull. So we couldn't be happier for that.
And a side note, and it's right up there with Super Bowl and Hall of Fame, but he becomes one of the cooler Dereks at the USF Athletics program. He's right near the top.
He doesn't spell it correctly, though, does he?
Hey, no. Right near the top of that list, let me tell you. Again, we'll remind you that don't just show up at Raymond James Stadium. Come to campus on Thursday. 2 o'clock is when ESPN Sports Center on campus goes live, and they want you to start showing up at around 1 o'clock. And then again, they'll have their evening program at Raymond James Stadium. So we look forward to the game and all of what comes before, and we'll talk about it next week on Bullseye. For Caylee Cottrell and Joey Johnston, I'm Darek Sharp. Thanks for checking us out, and as always, keep those horns up.